One love, always. Let's begin fire meditation.
They, the common pressure was very enormous on the race, on these race of humanoids. So the state of Shambhala, their main theme was to bring about some type of common stabilization and to find the right frequency of mind substance that these individuals can live on and gain experience. And it was then that it took a good portion of the Lemurian civilization for Senator Kamara and team to actually build or find the correct physical vehicle for these individuals to live in and begin to gain experience. The first body that we're told that they lived in was a huge body. They were the first physical body that the Lemurian man was in. They were like 8, 10, 15 feet high. And they were asexual type humans. And it took a while in order for the Senator Kamara team to actually bring them to the point where they were heterosexual, male and female, separated. So this took hundreds of thousands of years, according to Alice Bailey and Madame Blavatsky. So it was not until the end of that period that it was not until the middle of the Lemurian age that they began to experience the heterosexual type existence, and that they began to build their society up. Now, at this time, according to some of the ancient teachings, that the continents had not really split. South America was still part of Africa. The platelets underneath had not separated. And the Lemurian civilization mostly lived on the continent of South America and Africa. And it was a rich, very rich civilization. Green, very green, and it was not until that time, around the middle, that they began to communicate and began to build, and they built a society. They built a civilization, and they built the civilization all the way up to the point where they had just as much modern convenience as we had today and more. You know, and they began to tinker around with atomic power once again.
So Maltec Man was introduced into the astral realms first, spent hundreds of thousands of years there.
Yeah.
So how were they introduced into into this realm?
I'll get into that. Okay. There's a thing called, I'll get into it.
Okay.
I'll go back. I want you to get a picture. I know all this is really, really out there. But it makes good reading. And there's a lot of signs around the world. In fact, a lot of things that Madame Blavatsky quoted and that Alice Bailey quoted, and even Dr. King, scientists have came across a lot of these things today. It's funny to say also, I think Alice Bailey and Madame Blavatsky predicted the ozone layer being disappeared And they did this back in the 1800s, early 1800s. Of course, Dr. King came around and said the same thing. A lot of the things that we experience, like global warming and all of that, they predicted this. You know, so it's way out there, but it's interesting to read and study. The Adamic man stayed here on Earth, not all of them, a good portion of them, and they helped to introduce the Meldic man onto the physical plane. Also, there is a series of call it progenies, or which are in Buddhist and Hindu, they call them bodhisattvas. There was bodhisattvas that came, or regis, these great cosmic masters, that actually came at different times in order to ensure the seeding of mankind, or to help move him to the next level. And all this is ancient teachings. It's inside the theosophical teachings that the commentaries of the stanzas of Sudan from the Buddhist and the Hindu teachings. This is nothing new. This comes right out of their translations. And it's very interesting. You go and read this stuff and you see that these bodhisattvas, which are actually cosmic beings from other planets who introduced themselves, who incarnated into the life cycle of Earth, they acted as the person who would push the race to the next level, or who would introduce the race to this Earth. Now, the Adamic man, of course, he slowly began to leave this Earth, but they stayed here for a time in order to make sure, in order to filter out or bring out the Meldic man from the lower astral realms. And when they left, then it became the job of these bodhisattvas or cosmic masters, who occasionally stepped into the life cycle of this Earth in order to boost mankind, or to start a new age. Now, all of us heard of the Hindu calendar, right? Who haven't? All of us heard of the Hindu calendar, right? Yes. Well, the different ages, I have it in this package. Now, it was these bodhisattvas. Every time one came, you had a bodhisattva or a cosmic master come in to start that age, that Hindu age. The last Hindu age started 3,100 years before Jesus, and it started with Sri Krishna. Okay, according to the Hindu teachings, Sri Krishna was introduced at the end of the last age, and at his death, the Kali Yuga age started. And so Sri Krishna was that cosmic being or bodhisattva that seeded this Kali Yuga age that we're in, that's supposed to last for 432,000 years. So that's how Meldic man was introduced through these cosmic beings, and also through the coming of the Bodhisattvas. Now, Seneca Mara, when he came here, which is something that it was